Hello and welcome to another video by the Bearded Tech Guy. In this video, I will be going over and setting up an awesome home automation product called Bond. The Bond allows you to easily and quickly convert older RF or infrared controlled devices such as ceiling fans, fireplaces, or air conditioning units to smart devices, which allows for control via their app or through smart assistants such as Google Home or Amazon Alexa. The makers of the Bond did send me a demo unit to test out, but rest assured that as always, the views and opinions in this video are my own and not influenced by any other outside factors. With that out of the way, let's open it up. The packaging itself is really simple to open, which is nice. Once inside, you will find the Bond, power adapter, power cord, and a getting started guide. I appreciate when companies don't include too much packaging material as it's just wasteful and impactful to our planet. To set up the Bond, simply plug it in and download the app while you wait for it to boot up. You will know it's ready because the LED ring on the top will start blinking green. Once in the app, create an account for your Bond. After your account is created, it's time to set up the Bond. To add a Bond, just click on Add a New One, and your phone will start searching. In Android, the app will need permission for location access to search for wireless network. The Bond's Wi-Fi SSID will be shown. Select it so your phone can connect to it. Once connected, your phone will search for nearby wireless networks. Select the one you want the Bond to connect to. Do note, the Bond can only connect to 2.4 GHz wireless networks. Next, enter the password for your wireless network and click on Connect. The Bond will then connect to your wireless network, reach out to its servers, and get its configuration. Once Bond is paired in your app, you can start adding remote control devices to be controlled. The Bond supports both IR and RF remote control, but keep in mind with IR you will need line of sight between the device and Bond. This is not a fault of Bond, but just simply a limitation of IR technology. For the first device I'm going to add, I'm going to set up a ceiling fan. To add a device, simply click on Add Device and select the device type you want to add. Right now, ceiling fans and electric fireplaces are fully supported, with air conditioner support in beta. As you can see, there are a lot of other devices that are planned for future support, which is pretty exciting. I'm going to select ceiling fan and click on Next. Then I'm going to select the type of button being pushed from the remote control. I typically like to do the light button, it seems to have the best results. Once ready, click on Next and wait for the Bond LED ring to start flashing blue. Then within 2 feet of the Bond, push and hold the button on the remote control you previously selected until the ring turns green. The Bond will then look up in its database of remote controls to try to find a match. In some cases, you may be asked about the type of options on your remote controls, such as number of speeds. You may be given the option to select the model number of the remote as well. Once the remote is selected from the database, you will then be able to test the buttons from the app to determine if the remote profile is correct. After you verify that it is the correct remote profile, select Next. Here you can edit the name of the device by clicking on the cog on the right-hand corner. I'm not sure why, but some of the remote profiles let you edit the buttons, such as remove ones that aren't correct, while other remote profiles do not give that option. You can repeat this process to add additional devices. Currently, the Bond supports up to 6 devices per bridge. To add additional devices, simply click the Add Device button and follow the same process. For now, I'm going to add a second fan to the Bond, following the same steps. As you can see, the process to add a fan is pretty straightforward and works really well. With 2 fans added, I will also add my gas fireplace in the Bond. To add a fireplace, you will follow the same steps as a fan, but instead pick fireplace. Take note of this warning. If you add a fireplace to Bond and it turns on or off by itself, remove the batteries from the remote control. I think this may be because of the remote control having a temperature sensor, but I'm not 100% sure. So dismiss the warning and click Next. For this remote, I'm going to pick on and then click on Next and wait for the ring to start flashing. Once it's flashing, we can go ahead and press and hold the button on the remote next to the Bond bridge until the ring turns green. Bond will search its database for a match and then add the remote profile. From here, you will need to test your buttons and then accept the profile. After that, you can rename it just like you would a fan. Okay, so with everything set up in the app, let's go through and test out the different devices. The first fan seems pretty responsive, which is nice to see. The low fan speed works and doesn't seem to really show much of any delay. The light turns on and off as expected with very little delay as well. It's probably going to be a bit difficult to tell, but the additional fan speeds work as well, which is great to see. To turn the fan off, you just click on the power button. I do wish I could rename the buttons, as power would seem like the whole fan and light, but it's just turning the fan off. Let's take a look at the second fan. I assume it's going to work just as well as the first fan, but it does have additional features I would like to point out. Turning the light on works as expected. Clicking dimmer up will increase the brightness, while clicking dimmer down will decrease the brightness. Both are very responsive. I do wish I could hold either down to get an incremental increase or decrease, but that does not seem to work with Bond, which is a bit annoying as the remote control itself supports this. The different fan speeds work just like on the other fan. I do have two buttons called Winter and Summer as options, but they do not do anything and I am unable to delete them. I do also lose out on the ability to have temperature control. The remote itself allows for you to set the temperature and the fan will be controlled based on that. Not a major loss for me, but something I didn't think about prior to setting the fan up. Lastly, let's take a look at how the fireplace works. For this remote, I only have two buttons on and off. And as expected, on works just fine. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the Bond. I think it makes converting some older remote-controlled fans into smart fans really easy without really too much work or money. There are some things I really would like to see improved on, as I've mentioned throughout this video, and I do wish there was integration with SmartThings. This is something I saw coming soon, so hopefully that will be released soon, along with additional devices that can be controlled. You can connect Bond to your smart assistant, such as Google Home, and I will be putting together a video real soon on how to set it up. So if you're interested in that, or any other great tech content I will be releasing, make sure to subscribe to the channel and enable notifications by clicking the bell. Through all my testing, the Bond itself was on the same floor as the devices. I did move the Bond into the basement with the rest of my home automation gear and it performed pretty well. I do have a room that's the opposite side of my house and 2 floors up and it works pretty well. It just has a little bit of noticeable lag between pushing a button in the app and the fan reacting. Nothing unbearable, and honestly I'm really impressed by the range. That's it for this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up as it helps out the channel immensely. I would also love to know about any home automation projects you are excited about starting soon or recently completed, so let me know about them in the comments below. Thank you for watching.